I'm Ann Emery. You're watching DataViz on the go. And in this video, we're going to practice concatenation in Excel. Don't let the name fool you. It's a really jargony name, but it has a really important everyday use. Concatenation means pushing things together, chaining things together, joining things together. It's similar, but different, the opposite of pulling apart, which is going to be techniques like text to columns, text split, etc. Okay, so sometimes you have things in all these different cells in Excel, you need to join them together. Other times they are together, you have to pull them apart. In this video, we're just going to practice the most jargony term of all, concatenation. Now, if you look below this video in the YouTube description, I've got this Excel file that you can download for free and practice along with me. So I'm going to demo here. And then if you want, you can practice over here. And you're going to have the answer key. Okay, so if you get stuck, you can just rewatch sections of this video or just click on these cells and take a peek at what I typed in here. Okay, so for concatenation, remember it's joining together, chaining together, pushing together. Let's say if we've got first names in one column and last names in another column, we might need to join them. Okay, and not by hand, because by hand, I mean, if you have like a puny little list of a few names, no big deal. But in real life, what if you've got 100 people in your data set? What if you've got 1,000? What if you've got a couple million? I don't want this to take all day. Data is not supposed to be such a headache like this. So we're not going to do it by hand. We're going to, let me zoom in so you can really see this really, really well. We're going to let concatenation do all the hard work for us. You're going to type in equals. Excel formulas always start with the equals sign. And then you click on the cell with the first name in it, A4 in this case, and ampersand, the cell with the last name in it, B4 in this case. It's just taking the numbers or the letters or the, I don't know, the symbols. Like you could have the number sign, the dollar sign, whatever is in that cell and the other cell, they're going to be smushed together like this and smush Emery like that. Now, we have to edit this, okay? Because the goal is to do, as usual with Excel, you want to do one good formula up at the top and then be able to tap to autofill all the way down so that you're not doing this like over and over and over. So let's go back in and edit this one, the most important formula. To edit a formula, you can just double click in it and then you'll be in that cell again. Or, whoops, not that. Or you click on the cell and you go up to the formula bar to edit it. But I'm just going to click right here so it's nice and big. Okay, so I want Ann space Emery, the A4 and a space and B4. A4 and B4 are locations. Those are cell references. You can see the color coding, which is nice and easy, right? So those do not get the double quotes, but the space bar, that's something that I hand selected off my keyboard that does get the double quotes. And then there's just an ampersand in between the pieces. Fill that in, tap to fill it down like that. Sometimes you have to do extra layers of editing here. Like, let's say this was a total mess and this is like that. And this one maybe has a leading space and this one has a trailing space like that. Then what you can do is you can layer your formulas. You can nest your formulas, the onion method of formulas, where you go back into your top formula and you're like, okay, that's mostly right. I've got the first name and the last name. I've got the space in the right spot. But then you could do things like, well, I don't want it to be all uppercase because I don't want them to be like shouting at me, right? And you could proper case the whole thing. Proper, like a proper noun, right? Like names would start with a capital letter and then it's all lowercase. So I'm just adding in proper, open parentheses. What am I propering? Well, that thing we already wrote, closing parentheses. Okay, then, we get a little closer. Proper is the most common one we need for things like names. There's also upper, just so you know. I might as well teach you this in a batch. That turns everything into uppercase. There's also lower, that turns everything into lowercase. These are just common text editing things that you might need, but I'm going to use proper here because that's the That's the one I need here. Okay. And then to get rid of the extra spaces, like the one before Pedro and the one after Caitlin, then you could layer a little bit more. You could do like trim. I'm going to trim this whole thing, and trim trims off all the extra spaces, but not this space. That space does stay because we like manually added it. That one's exempt from our trimming rules. Okay. That's like basic concatenation plus more advanced concatenation, which is using it along with lower, upper, proper, trim, etc. Now, concatenation works for more than just names. You could also use it for things like cities and states if you want to join those together. Okay. Same idea. Equals that and that. You know what it's going to look like, right? It's going to be Minneapolis smush Minnesota all together. Don't freak out when that happens. You just double click to go in and edit and you say, oh, yeah, I don't want to smush. I need a space in there. Well, you just, add a space, add another and. Remember, these colored ones, those are cell references. Those are specific locations, no double quotes. The space is not a location. It's something I've typed off my keyboard. So that does get double quotes. And then an ampersand is what joins everything. This and this and this chained together, pushed together. We might want to do a little bit more editing here. You might want to do like comma space. Okay. Lots of customizations possible. Whoops. Like that. All right. You can do this with all sorts of things, though. Numbers, percentages, dollar amounts, concatenation for days of all the possibilities. In another video, in all my spare time, I'll try to show you the other options of this, like concat. There's a formula for that beyond the scope of this short video, though. There's text to columns and text split and others for pulling variables apart. If you want to practice this, again, look down below the video and you can download this Excel file and try it over here yourself in column G.